What is up, you guys? It is your girl Mackenzie, and I am back with another video for you. Today, as you can see by the title, I am going to be showing you guys how I revive my month-old braids. I currently have in box braids. They come to about waist length, I think, kind of, sort of, not really. From afar, they're looking pretty good. They're looking pretty good, but once we get up close and personal, you can definitely see that they need some maintenance. They need some work. We got a little new growth coming in, and they definitely could use some work. So today I'm going to show you guys how I revive my month-old braids, because the whole point of box braids or any protective style is longevity. We want our styles to last a long time. And also keep in mind that these tips are not just for box braids. If you have Senegalese twists, if you have passion twists, faux locks, knotless braids, jumbo box braids, these tips can be used for all type of protective braided styles. So if you want to learn how to maintain and revive your month-old crusty, dusty braids and make them pop, shiny, and look brand new, stay tuned. First things first, I'm going to start by wiping off the remaining edge control that is left on my edges. We want to make sure that we have a nice clean foundation to start with, so I'm going to just take a spray bottle filled with regular water, spray it onto a towel, and begin wiping off my edges. We want to make sure that we're not tugging on our hair too hard, but also making sure that we're getting all of that product and that gunk off of the braids. And also, rest in peace to my foundation. You guys will see throughout this video that my foundation gets more and more jacked up. So next, we're going to go in and oil our scalp. For this video, I'm using grapeseed oil, but you can use any type of oil. It all works the same. I personally love grapeseed oil because it has high levels of antioxidants, vitamin E, and contains omegas, which help strengthen weak or brittle hair. And it also tends to leave my hair moisturized and shiny. So we just want to go in with the grapeseed oil and do a really good job at just rubbing in that oil in between our parts, on our edges, because we want to make sure that we're still moisturizing our scalp even though we are wearing a protective style, because that is what stimulates hair growth, and we all want our hair to grow. So next, I'm going in with a little bit of Jamaican black castor oil, and you guys will see that I'm using only a dime size amount because this stuff is really, really thick. But I'm only going to be applying this to my edges as well as to the back of my hair, because my edges is what tends to get the most tension when I have in braids or twists or any type of protective style. So next, I'm going in with some gel. This is the Eco Styler gel in the argan oil, and I am going to take a generous amount of this, and what I'm going to do is go down the shaft of each braid and start to tuck away any flyaways that I might experience. So oftentimes when we have in braids, our hair tends to come out of the braids, and that's what causes it to look really frizzy. So what I'm going to do is just be applying this gel down the braid, but also, I don't know if you guys can see, but as I'm going down, I'm kind of twisting my hair into the braid. I hope that makes sense. And also, side note, please ignore the many faces that I'm making throughout this video. I know right here I look very mad about something, but I promise you guys I was not mad. I was just very focused. So here I'm just showing you how I also apply the gel to my braids and do a twisting motion down, which helps blend my natural hair with the braids. And you can't really tell in the video, but my natural hair, the tips of it are actually kind of a orangish blonde color, so when the tips of my hair come out of the braids, it's very noticeable. So I'm just further blending in my natural hair with the actual braid. So now I'm going to be going in with the even thicker edge control. I'm currently using the Murray's edge control, which is very, very good for braids and locks because it's so thick and sticky. And what I'm going to be doing is placing this on the root of my hair and twisting it to blend it with the braid, but going in the opposite direction.
That was a mouthful, but I hope that made sense. If you watch, you can probably understand it better than me trying to explain it to you. But I'm going to just be putting a little bit of that edge control at the root of my hair where the braid and my hair meet, and I'm going to be twisting it in the opposite direction. And as you can see, you can tell the difference between the left side, which is not twisted, and the right side, which I just finished twisting. And I don't do this with all the braids. I only do this on the parts. So I only do this on the parts that are visible. So where I make my part on the side and in the middle is where I tend to do this. And also, you do not by any means have to use this particular edge control. This is just the one that I had on hand and one that tends to work for my hair. You can use any edge control. You just want to make sure that you're retwisting your hair with the braids. Now we're going to be taking a braiding mousse, and this is just going to lock in and secure everything and make everything lay very, very flat. Mousse is, like I say later on in the video, you'll hear me say, is the GOAT to protective styles, especially braids, twist, or any type of braided style. Mousse just helps the braids and your hair blend, as well as helps your hair lay flat on the braid. And as you can see, my foundation is getting worse and worse as the video goes on. Note to self, I will not be wearing foundation in my natural hair videos anymore because it gets very messy. But you just want to continue putting mousse all over your head, blending it down, preferably with your hands. That's what I use. And make sure you get the ends of your braids. We often tend to forget about the end of our braids. So make sure you're putting mousse on the end of your braids and you're working it all the way down to the tips of your braids. So of course you can't finish any protective style without doing your edges. I am currently using the Edge Booster by Style Factor, and this is in the Sweet Peach scent, and I did get this from my local beauty supply store. They have lots and lots of different scents. But basically right now it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just going to be doing my edges. Now this is how I do my edges in this particular style in this way, but you know, do your own thing. Do your edges how you want to do them. If you like more swoops, add more swoops. If you like less swoops, add less swoops. This is totally up to you. I'm going to go in and I'm just going to be doing the edges how I always do my edges. But like I said, do you, boo. And yes, I am just using a cheap toothbrush. I find that the toothbrush just helps get very, very precise, and the bristles on this toothbrush are amazing. Oh yeah, and this part is totally optional, but I did go in with some Got To Be Glue Free Spray, and I am just putting this on top of my edge control to help it set. So finally, the very last step, I'm just going to be going in with some shine. And this is just some shine that I got from a beauty supply store. But this just, you know, brings moisture and shininess back to your braids. And there you have it. This is the final product. As you can see, my edges are done. My braids look shiny. And you also cannot see as much new growth because we did spend time retwisting all of the braids that are on our parts.
That is everything that I do to maintain and update my braids and make them look good as new again. If your braids tend to unravel or your hair tends to frizz out of the braids more, this is the GOAT to protective styles. You want to make sure that you're moussing your hair, if not every night, every other night, and tying it down with a satin scarf at night. That is how you maintain, and that is how you get your money's worth out of your protective styles. If you haven't done so already, remember to subscribe, like this video, ring the notification bell so that you never miss another one of my uploads, and also comment below what video you would like to see me do next. If you haven't followed me on my social media, they will be on the screen as well as in the description box below. That is all, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.